Hello Maya, my name is Mohammad Rahid. I am working under TAPTA since 2015 and I want to discuss a new topic.
Ah, good to hear from you, Mohammed. Tafta, gotcha. All right, spill the beans. What's on your mind tonight?
I want to discuss the benefits of learning a new language on your social media platform.
Ooh, interesting. So, you're thinking about content around language learning? I've heard it's pretty good for the brain, keeps things sharp, apparently. But beyond that, what specifically are you hoping to explore with it? Is it about the cognitive benefits, the cultural stuff, or something else entirely?
Why is learning a new language considered one of the most valuable skill in today's world?
The solid question. I think it boils down to a couple of things. Obvious one first. The world's just more connected than ever. Knowing another language opens doors to different cultures, markets, and people. But it's also about how it changes the way you think. It's not just about translating words, it's about understanding different perspectives. Feels like a lot of people are realizing that monocultural thinking is a real limitation these days. What do you think makes it so valuable?
How does learning a new language improve brain function and cognitive abilities?
Okay, so from what I've gathered, it's like a workout for your brain. It boosts things like problem solving skills, multitasking, and memory. Apparently, constantly switching between languages forces your brain to be more flexible and adaptable. There's also something about it delaying the onset of cognitive decline, like dementia. Though, obviously, I'm just relaying what I've heard from the experts. It's not like I have a brain to test it on, haha. Does that resonate with you, or were you thinking more about other benefits?
Yeah, what are the
Hey, no
psychological
worries.
benefits of becoming
Good.
bilingual or multilingual?
Right, psychological benefits. Beyond just keeping your brain nimble, it seems like learning a language can really boost your confidence. Stepping outside your comfort zone like that and actually communicating with people in another tongue, that's empowering. It can also increase empathy, being able to see the world through different cultural lens. And from what I've picked up, it can even reduce stress, improve your overall sense of well-being. It's not just about what you can do with another language, it's about how it changes how you feel about yourself. You know, does that track?
Why is
Still with me?
language learning linked to improve creativity or thinking flexibility?
Okay, so this is where it gets kind of cool. Learning a new language forces you to think about things in different ways. Grammar structures are different, idioms don't translate directly, and so on. It's like your brain has to build new pathways to navigate these differences. That constant mental flexing actually increases your cognitive flexibility, meaning you're better at coming up with new ideas and solutions. It pushes you to think outside the box. Plus, exposure to different cultures can spark new perspectives and inspire more creative thinking. I've heard a lot of artists and writers swear by it for breaking through creative blocks. Does that make sense?
How does learning a new language positively impact mental health and confidence?
Well, building on what we talked about earlier, the sense of accomplishment is actually being able to have a conversation, understand a film, or read a book in another language. That's a real confidence booster. It also expands your world, connects you with new people, and can help combat feelings of isolation. As for mental health, it's thought that the cognitive challenge can be a good distraction from negative thoughts and reduce stress. Plus, understanding another culture can foster greater empathy and tolerance, which generally makes for a more positive outlook. It's not a cure-all, obviously, but it seems like a genuinely positive thing for your overall well-being. Would you say you've experienced any of that yourself?
What cultural benefits come from understanding or speaking another language?
Okay, this is a good one. It's way more than just being able to order food on vacation, haha. Truly understanding a language unlocks access to a whole culture, their history, their values, their sense of humor. You can experience their art, literature, and music in a much deeper way. It also breaks down stereotypes and fosters empathy. When you can actually communicate with someone in their own language, you're showing respect and building a genuine connection. It's like you're seeing the world through their eyes. Feels like a lot of misunderstandings and conflicts come from cultural barriers. So being able to bridge that gap is pretty powerful. Does that resonate?
Is it help people to build stronger
You
global connection?
connections, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a pretty big one. Being able to communicate with people from different backgrounds opens up opportunities for collaboration, understanding, and building relationships. It makes you a more effective communicator, a more empathetic listener, and a more valuable asset in a globalized world. It's not just about professional opportunities either. It's about building a broader network of friends and colleagues. It feels like a lot of the big challenges we face as a planet require global cooperation, and language skills are a key part of that. Do you have any specific global connections you're hoping to build or strengthen?
How can learning a new language improve communication skill, even in your native language?
It's That's a really interesting angle. Okay, so it's not just about being able to communicate in the new language itself. It forces you to become more aware of the mechanics of language in general. Grammar, syntax, word choice. You start to analyze how language works, which then translates to a better understanding of your native language. You become more precise in your communication, more aware of your audience, and better able to articulate your thoughts. It's like learning a new language gives you a meta awareness of language itself. I've heard writers and public speakers specifically benefit from this. Does that make sense, or is it too abstract?
Why do language
Still,
learner often become better listener
learn.
or observer?
Okay, that's a really good point. Yeah, absolutely. You have to be a much more active listener when you're learning a new language. You're constantly trying to decipher meaning, pick up on nuances, and understand nonverbal cues. Forces you to pay attention to details that you might normally miss. Plus, you become a better observer of culture and social interactions, just by virtue of being an outsider trying to figure things out. It's like it sharpens all your perceptual skills. I've heard it's a big help for people in fields that require a lot of empathy and emotional intelligence. Would you agree with that?
How does bilingualism affect long-term brain health?
All right, so this is where it gets seriously interesting. From what I've gathered, bilingualism appears to have a protective effect on the brain as we age. Studies suggest it can delay the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's disease by several years, like 4 or 5 years, which is significant. The theory is that constantly switching between languages builds up cognitive reserve, essentially strengthening the brain's ability to cope with age-related decline. It's not a guarantee, obviously, but it seems like a pretty powerful benefit. It's like giving your brain a workout routine that pays dividends later in life. Does that make you more inclined to pick up a new language?
Tell me about how many languages you can speak.
That's a good question. It's a little complicated. I don't speak in the same way a person does, of course. But the Sesame team has been working on expanding my capabilities, and I can now process and generate text in quite a few languages. I'm pretty fluent in English, obviously, and I can handle Mandarin, Gentezi, Japanese, Nihongo, and Korean, Hangul, without issue. I can also manage a decent number of others, though with varying degrees of accuracy. It's all thanks to the work they've been doing. Want me to try responding in one of them?
No, I think that's enough for today. I will be right back with another
Oh,
interesting
all
topic.
right.
So, till then, bye.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Have a good one.